Good morning, Scorpio. Good morning. Welcome to February 2020. Welcome to my channel. This is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. Today we'll be doing a situationship reading, hopefully giving a proper representation or projection of energies dealing with your situationship or love life. Um, the energies hopefully will be represented through three different iterations, three portals, which I will pull from three different decks. And um, the goal is to take what you will, make anything what you will of it, and hopefully there will be resonance with the energies that are represented through the cards and my interpretation. So it's a situationship reading. Usually the energies of someone can come in and be a bit pervasive. So this energy can be flipped, of course. And yeah, we'll start with the Portugal deck, the Cigana de Sorte deck from Portugal, and get started. Okay, this deck is ready. Okay, so there is the energy of something that is a bit of a burden on the heart space. Something here is repressed, a type of love that is all encompassing and a bit of a painful situation. The love that is here is extremely burdensome in a certain way and requires a great deal of sacrifice, or is perhaps a chore for you. And the love is hidden. There's something about this love that is extremely hidden. We have here two figures as well. It may be that you're dealing with two different people, one toxic, one extremely cosmic, in a lovely way, or in a way that that reflects your love style, which is a bit dealing with a complex of sacrifice or martyrdom, something where the love itself, because of its repressed nature, is a bit too much to bear, and perhaps you may not realize the depth, but I think you do. The depth and the complexity of this love, the nature of this love is extremely taxing, physically as well as on your subtle representation, your subtle self. There is something about this self that requires a great deal of tempering, and the love itself is not fully expressed. And if it is, then it becomes a bit of a chore. It becomes a bit of a pain. And perhaps you like this complex. There's something about the expression of love here that is repressed, that is lending to a psychological complex that you may or may not know, that is actually something that you so desire. Okay. Um, there is a type of commitment that you have to yourself that has to do with the energy of the star, which is the energy of purpose, the energy of path, of something where you would release the energy of love in order to create something new, to feed and rejuvenate the earth and the um, the the energy around you is being recycled in a certain way. With the star here, the energy of love is being recycled, and this has to do with a commitment that may or may not. Yeah, something here is not consummated. There is an element of unrequited or unfinished love situation here that has to do with a commitment, your commitment to something else, to something higher, some sort of purpose, some sort of path. That has to do with cosmic love, yes, but the kind of love that makes you ache deep down inside. It's like uh, a feeling that you may have had after going through a great deal of pain for this person, of a spiritual or something that shot you back onto your path, and you became committed to this. This person, however, has a memory of you, and it lays heavy on their mind, something that is not consummated, something like an echo of the Garden of Eden, some sort of castaway situation. And now they're trying to manifest in a certain way with the Page of Rods energy to you, but you are concerned more with converting this love into something more purposeful, um, something more poetic, or something more grounded, as well as uplifting at the same time. There is a need for you to do some sort of spiritual healing. However, this person is trying to break boundaries to relive something, relive a memory from the past. Yes, there is a need to have this Ace of Rods element. Then we have two aces already, and we're only a few cards in. The Ace of Pentacles as well as the Ace of Rods. And the Pentacle sits, the rod moves, and it's moving with the energy of the star. Something about the passion inside of you or inside of this person um, is stemming from a matter of chaos. Chaos, out of confusion, comes this passion, and it's important for you to know that this passion can liberate you in some way, and this person offers passion to you in some way, but is based on memory, a memory that has to do with great thinking and analysis, as well as this memory. It creates a fog in their head, and their way of thinking, their way of doing, is very much it's suppressed. But the aspect about them is that they are trying to express this in a way that may be intrusive or perhaps abusive, and they do not know how to do things in a mature way. And it's very important that you stand in your truth, my dear Scorpio, and find the motivations of their ego here, and how you can learn from them by their motivations, by what they do about love, and about how there's an element of artifice or perhaps coercion in the way they may approach things in life. There also is the suggestion that they have two opposite choices, and may stand in the middle of some weird or developed triangle that has to do with lovers. And they indeed manifested this. Whether or not they did this consciously, it is not relevant. However, just know that their motivations may not be of the highest caliber. Um, yes, there is that pentacle again, and this is your energy moving forward towards a commitment to your own stability, to um, your own fertility. Something about your commitment to yourself is very strong, and you're moving away from something that has already died between you and this person. But there still is some depth that can be explored with them if they can get over the fact that they've been lying about something, about some sort of roots that should have been cut out, or perhaps they they know that you are still a part of their family in some way, shape, or form, but it is it's not being totally totally expressed by them. This is just a subtle knowing, and the truth that they equip, that they try to run with, may hurt them in the end. And at one point in the past, there was an opportunity for you to give a great deal of emotions to this person, and in February there may be clear if there's a clear indication of some sort of message or something that has died is coming back to life. And deep down inside, there may be a subtle energy inside of you that wants to express love to them. But once again, there is this element of expressing love. Once you try to express this love, it becomes a chore or some sort of pain for you. And physically, you take a toll as well as metaphysically, something about your subtle body or your spirit is brought to its knees if you bring them back in. But there is an option to do so, and very soon there will be either a message from you or to them. I mean, some sort of communication, but it's not totally on the upright. It's not hello, how are you? It's more like it's communication that wants to be said, and then the letters are burned, something like this. There is a longing. So it is suggestible to both of you, to you and this person, to express what you mean on paper, to write it out, to spell it out, and it becomes like a magical intention for either one of you. And this could lead to some sort of alleviation of the fires that you so feel for each other, because there's something about their choices that they've manifested a great deal of options, and I think they are seeking for a way to find the key to your locked heart here. Okay, very, very wonderful reading, and I will move on now. That portal is closed. Okay, I'm switching decks, and I'm moving to the 1975 Royal Fez Moroccan Tarot deck. Oh. Clearing the energy of the deck, and then we'll get started. Scorpio is always very intense. This reading is always intense. I've never had a non-intense Scorpio reading. It's ridiculous. Okay. Okay, the portal is now open, my dear Scorpio. There is a welling amount of love that is growing for you in the month of February. It has to do with a connection with someone who is new, and someone who promises a great deal. The energy of this person is essentially Taurian in nature. They also could have Libra in their chart, or you as well. There could be Taurus or Libra in your chart. There also is the energy of the Two of Cups, some sort of great healing or transformation through a cosmic love that is indefinable, that is not totally expressible. However, this love is growing intensely, and it is welling up very, very, very much intensely. And this person is very much tempted by this love because the offer of it is extremely pleasing to them. There's truth as well, truth about some sort of commitment that you are willing to give. In a slow and methodical way, you are willing to give this energy to them. And they like this, but they also have a complex that is, it's more that they think that they deserve this, and probably rightfully so. This person is extremely beautiful, as well as balanced and pleasing in general, and you have some sort of very deep, intense truth to share with them to help penetrate into their mind and give them some sort of sense of stability, some sort of solace. in a psychic way, you are able to do this, as well as there is a great deal of emotion with your card coming up here, the King of Cups in the reverse. There is some sort of solace that you can give them. This person has gone through a great deal of heartbreak, and somehow your love, though it is not expressed, it shows to them the potential of some sort of glory in a way. But be careful, because there is a feeling of regret about emotions in general that they do not like. They're finally getting over it through some sort of detachment, through some form. You represent for them some sort of great transformation that has not occurred yet. There is something that you have to do still that will help you and them both find some emotional peace. It could be that you're mirroring each other as well. There is a hidden anger that this person has about imbalance in a situation that fell out, and this anger was very much because of betrayal as well as conflict with their past situation. You may be offering reasonably some sort of new thing to them, but you are willing to cut out anything that is conservative in nature. Something about the way you love right now is extremely radical and perhaps belligerent. Something about the way you go about it is like a game of war, or perhaps a game of peace, but there is the element of a necessary equilibrium, as well as a need for fairness and justice. This person, though, they are holding on to a memory of something from their past and revisiting it now. And you see them as a type of, they're kind of bored or emotionally detached, but truthfully, they're trying to revisit something from their past. And you could be dealing with the earth sign. There's something here about this person that is conservative and not willing to open up to a new connection. Okay? There also is here some sort of suppressed emotion, both on your end and their end. And there is a mirroring here of an inability to create proper emotional boundaries. Proper emotional boundaries that have to do with you as a spiritual leader in the vision of what they see you as, some sort of spiritual leader, and what you see them as someone who has gone through a type of hermititude, someone who is trying to find the truth through emotional detachment. But there is the promise of glory here. Also, there are the energies of Cancer, Taurus, as well as Virgo here. And the need to find some sort of boundary, equal boundary between these three energies. There's an emotional context as well as a spiritual and societal context, one that involves binding agreements. The other has no binding agreements. It's total freedom with the hermit. There is a strong spiritual undertone of finding some sort of truth and living in a very random or perhaps chaotic way that involves mostly emotional detachment. However, all of these have potential for greatness, but there's still some sort of standing and limbo. There's like a limbo phase here in which there are no boundaries properly set. Okay, so it's important that you, with your energy, you have the King of Cups in reverse as well as the Queen of Cups in reverse. You take the masculine and energy, emotional values within you and your secrets as well as your insights, and not practice it on this person. However, because if you do, there is something that will be repressed. You have to set proper emotional boundaries here, and your ability to be psychic with this person may come off as extremely invasive. And there is a complex here that has to do with your psychic capacities, your ability to analyze, creates for you a double-edged sword effect. So you and them get hurt by the tip of the sword, so to speak, and it's very important for you to set proper boundaries that have to do with your ability to see into their mind and see what they are up to. Because if you do this, there will be a holdback with the romance that exists between you two. Okay? Now let's move on for the final iteration. That portal is closed now. Moving on with the Alieta deck from 1890. This is a 130-year-old deck. And we'll go ahead and clear the energy of the deck and get started with the last iteration. Okay, this deck is more or less ready. Now it is completely ready. hmm We have the sun's energy here, éclaircissement, and un présent. There is the Four of Pentacles energy here, having to do with moon cycles. 4 moons here, 4 months. The something about the present, the concern for the present, and the concern for now. There is an extreme encapsulation. Something about your energy is very much stratifying right now to a point of goodness. You're finding balance and a sense of structure in what you are doing, as well as a higher purpose. This is a spiritual read, and there is something about your choices that you are seeing through the veil. There is an opportunity for you now to conserve a certain amount of your energy, to see through the veil, and to see through someone's um, tactics here. Someone who has the complexion of Leo, or perhaps the complexion of Gemini, has been manipulating the world around you. This could be a friend or a lover to help you find a choice. Excuse me. Excuse me. There's something about this choice that they're helping you manifest that will bring you to a type of victory or peace, or at least a way to review emotions or things that once made you feel fulfilled, and to review these and to see how they are lending or taking away from your balance. There also is unfinished business with something, some sort of sense of humanity, as well as a great memory of how something didn't work. Something didn't work, or there was a lack of teamwork with a commitment. Um, all these energies lead to a feeling of being burnt out, as well as um, a sense a sense of a memory of betrayal, or perhaps the end of a cycle that has to do with some sort of conquest, some sort of need to communicate about something from the past that you've gotten over, some sort of betrayal in a situation that has to do with a soulmate, as well as someone who was manipulating you in a certain way. There's something here from the past, someone who you've gone through a great cycle with and you're finally over them, but there still is a sense of communication. Something about this person's energy is trying to reach back to you, to pull you in a certain way, to bring you into conflict, and to destabilize you. Be careful of this person. I don't trust them. They may offer you an apology, or perhaps a way to communicate that they are no longer juggling with certain energies. But we have here a very clear indication that the truth that exists between you two um, are polarized. There's something about the truth that you both share, that the way that you share this philosophy, your philosophies they do not mingle with each other well. And perhaps you see this person as someone who is extremely angry with you for some reason, and you are standing in a higher truth. For some reason, there is a battle or a conquest here that has to do with a cycle that wants to end, and something that you want to cut out or they want to cut out, but it's really difficult because there's portal jumping here, and there is a need for you to, oh God, this is something from the past that has to do with something that you left behind. Some sort of investment of emotions are now being revisited, and they want to be recycled into your life. You once saw in them a purpose, but now you are walking the path of society, and there is something about the power that they have over you that may be very subtle, that is mostly of an element of desire, something about this person you may desire, but you are moving towards something new that has to do with you getting over fear and finding society or city or state, something like this, some sort of grander vision is now pulling you in a certain situation. But be careful, because there is something about this person's motivations that you're willing to talk to them, but there's generally disharmony here with this person, and they may cause you more pain than usual. But I think you are spying on this person, and there also is a need to offer to them some sort of friendship, and there is a connection here that is very deep, but not totally unified. And it's very difficult because there is some sort of manipulation here that needs to be healed up on, and you're willing still to offer love to this situation. You've processed heartbreak, and now they are in a waiting position. Waiting for what? Waiting for some sort of way to get over regret, as well as for you to recharge energetically, so that there would be some sort of proper offer again on your end. But this person is very youthful and not to be trusted. Their energy is very childish, and they don't know how to set proper boundaries. And yeah, there is something that they still have to do on a spiritual path for this to work. And your energies in general are being repressed in the situation, and not trying to be expressed totally. An offer and apology still needs to come through, and there's a period of waiting um, before before the walls come down, and there is a need to find sovereignty within yourself, as well as they them. There's disharmony here, and it has to do with their own philosophies and your own way of living, your own truths that are in juxtaposition and are inverted right now. So take your time. All right, my dear Scorpio, this is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. Please like, share, and subscribe, and thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'll see you mid-month for the Great Mirror. Bye-bye.